Guys, it's been a while. It's been a while since I posted a video. A lot has changed. I am going to be honest with you. Take a seat, get a cup of juice, get a beverage. I am going to light some sage right now because this is going to be a mouthful. Okay? Let's clear the energy so we can allow positive energy to flow through, and all that we ask for the universe, we shall get, and we shall claim it to be because it already is. That's the type of attitude I have to have going forward, because I am I am taking a huge leap of faith in the midst of I'm going to say one of the hardest times of my life, guys. As a trans woman living in the South, I have lived in Georgia, I have lived in Virginia, and I have lived here in South Carolina. And I will say that South Carolina has been one of the hardest states to live in as a trans woman. And it has honestly, it's broken me, you know, and I'm going to be honest. And I still feel a lot of shame about that. I still feel embarrassed to say that. But you know what I had to realize? I was trying my best, and the odds were stacked up against me. I had too much stacked up against me, and I've never really had a fair chance to make it here. And I tried to be the crusader. I tried to, you know, put up a brave face and succeed and thrive here. And South Carolina broke me down. It tore my self-esteem. Everything shrouded in secrecy and being persecuted and discriminated, and everything that I've experienced here. These are scars that I am going to have to do a lot of work to heal, you know? I want to share a story. It has nothing to do with this situation, but it has everything to do with this situation, guys. I want this platform because I want to I want to bring about change, you know? I'm sharing something so vulnerable and so hard for me to share, something that brings me a lot of shame, but also pride at the same time, because I want to put a face to the reality that a lot of women, okay? A lot of women, cisgendered and trans, experience here in the South. As a woman here, when you open your mouth, you're made to seem to be problematic and emotional. On so many levels, I've been oppressed, and I know that that's an intense word to use, but it is what it is, you know, at this point, and I have to be honest. And South Carolina has a long way to go. You know, it has a long way to go. And I'm sharing this story about a friend of mine that I met here. I met a friend. He was a gentleman. And let's name him Lewis, right? Me and Lewis would be cool. I invite him over. We would have conversation. And it was nothing. It was strictly platonic. You know? Now, I knew something was a little off about Lewis. He knew that I was trans, and I noticed that, like, he was very shy and, like, withdrawn, and you know, but I still was patient with him, and we grew to get to know each other better. And he opened up and confessed to me that the reason why he reached out to me was because he wanted to be friends. And it's because he admired me. And I said, why do you admire me? And he said, because I've always felt like I was a woman, but my mother and my family will never understand. And I already have 3 children, and I can't put my kids through that. So I will never be able to be who I really am. But maybe you can help me, you know, like in your house. Maybe you can help me dress up and maybe live that fantasy, even if it's just for a day. So I took Lewis into my room right here in this chair. I have a couple of wigs, a couple of outfits. He was a broad man. He was 6'2", and you know, was broad in frame, but had the most gentlest, beautiful eyes with the most beautifulest lashes and the cheekbones, and beautiful, beautiful chocolatey skin that was like butter. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lips. So I sat here, and with just a little bit of makeup, and this shows you the power of makeup. You know, for a lot of trans women, it's the first step that we take to transform ourselves sometimes from that androgynous phase when we're first starting off. You know, the power of makeup. And you know, and I want you to know that makeup is not one size fit all. You know? So with a little bit of makeup and a wig that I had and an outfit that I put on, Lewis transformed into her real self. You know, in that moment, he was no longer Lewis. He was his real self, and he named himself Ebony. And from that moment on, she was Ebony. Her voice got lighter. Her smile was so bright. I mean, her smile was so, so bright. So much joy. She felt so girly. It broke my heart. But for that moment, Ebony was able to be her authentic self. And she was able to play in my room and play dress up and play with anything that she wanted, because I created my bedroom to be the little girl's room that I never got growing up. I allowed her to play in makeup and perfume and use my, you know, my Rihanna Fairy Bomb, my favorite product, you know, and everything. And she was living her best life. And in that moment, I realized that whenever you think that you have it hard, someone has it harder. Because after an hour, her alarm went off on her phone. And this is how Ebony described it. She put Ebony back inside the box. So she started taking everything off. And she told me to stop calling her Ebony. And she was now Lewis. And that's how he felt comfortable at that point. From that moment on, that was the hat that he wore. And I have to respect that that was just a moment. And I can't push, because for a lot of people, that is the reality here. They still have a long way to go, and there's so many stories. There's so many other stories of trans women and people who aren't able to live their authentic life. And I just want to just take a moment, guys, honestly. I just want to take this moment to make you realize that we are all made of flesh and bone. We are all made the same. No matter what, we are all made the same. And it is so sad that people's hatred it runs so deep, and it's so open and free and rampant to just roam in society that there are women living in fear to be themselves here. I need you to understand the severity of that. There are people here that have made peace with the fact that they will never be able to be their authentic self because they're afraid of everybody turning their backs on them, because that is a reality. That was a reality for me. You know, at the age of 13, I was kicked out. And from that moment on, I was on my own ever since. And that's what brings me back to this video. I've made this decision 2 days ago. This is the second day. I'm leaving South Carolina. I wasn't going to be able to find a job in time. I've been applying. Nobody has called me back. I've applied for food stamps 3 months ago, and they still holding up my case. I've sent the paperwork multiple times. I even have a fax receipt for it that I've sent the paperwork. But still, look at that. Still, they don't do it. I've exhausted all options. I've completely run out of my HRT. If you don't know what HRT is, hormone replacement therapy medication. I have nothing. If I'm going to have to go to a shelter, I might as well go to a shelter closer to a more progressive state. You know? I feel like South Carolina won, in a way. Like, it's like, wow, they pushed me out. But I have to see it as, sometimes in life, if you gotta fall 10,000 times and get back up 10,000 times, all it's gonna take that one time for you to get up, for you to go and soar. So I gotta keep trying, and I gotta keep getting up. So yes, me, at the age of 29, I thought that I was never going to have to do this in my whole entire life. Guys, I went from the age of 18, when I was legally old enough to go into the shelter, okay? I went from that age at 18 to the age of 23. I was in and out of shelters for all those years. And I left that. And I've lived in Georgia, and I lived in Virginia, and I've lived here. And I've built myself up from the ground up, every single state. But I can't keep doing this. It's okay to know when enough is enough and you've tried your best and sometimes it doesn't work out. And sometimes you have to cut your losses and do it again. I had a conversation with my roommate. It went so unexpectedly. I thought that he was going to be completely angry at me. But, you know, something that he told me, he said, I know that you share stories about your experience here, but I can't even pretend to say that I understand fully what you go through here. So I just want you to be happy. And that meant the world to me. He gave me the freedom to leave without guilt. So I'm leaving Monday. I have not packed anything. I have 5 suitcases and I have to figure out how to consolidate my life into 2 suitcases and a Tupperware bin. Because when you go into the shelter, you can only take 2 bags, you know? I know. I've been in and out of them, you know, most of the time. And, you know, but it's nothing but positive thoughts, because you know what, something, guys? When you hit rock bottom, you have only one way to go, and that's up. And I am taking this as such an experience. I am going to take this as fun. This is something fun. This is new. This is exciting. I'm going to bring you guys along with me through the journey. We are going to You know, start anew, and we are going to claim everything we want this year, and it is going, and it is already coming our way, you know, guys, and we are going to grow together. And I have no other choice but to think positive about it. I cried so many tears. I've cried every single night. I know that I'm going to cry, but I have no time to cry right now because things have to get done. The ball has to get moving, and I have a to-do list. I have a to-do list. I'm literally writing it right now, you know? I have a lot to do, and I'm looking forward to doing the work, and I'm scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared to start all over. I can't believe I'm starting all over. I'm about to be 30 in April, and it's February. You know what I mean? This is how I'm starting off my birthday, but you know what? It's a step in the right direction. Any step to improve your life is a step in the right direction, whether it's getting up and just getting out of your pajamas and putting on regular clothes. Something so simple. Or maybe it's just getting up and brushing your hair, or brushing your teeth, or taking a shower. You know, there has been times, and I've heard so many stories of people that have been in so many dark places. And when you see these stories, and when people start being vulnerable and opening up and sharing the stories, you start to realize that we all have one connective thread. We all have trauma going on in our lives. Something that's going on in our lives that's tearing us down, that's causing us stress. And when you start to realize that, you start to see that we all are the same no matter what. You can have it all and still be stressed. You can have nothing and still be stressed. But it's stress nonetheless, and we all going through it. And if we just start to be a little more conscious of each other and start to be a little more aware and a little more nicer to each other, you know, I'm not trying to be, you know, on some like, you know, peace on earth thing, but it's that simple. Just be nice to one another, you know? And that's what I want to remind people. Like, we all have a right to live. We all have a right to live, no matter if you agree with people's decisions in life. We all make mistakes. We all have the right to an opinion, but that doesn't mean the opinion has to devalue anybody else's life. Okay? I am not going to make my channel a debate about what's right or what's wrong. My only platform is that we are all made of flesh and bone, and we all have the right to live, period. That is my platform. Okay? I'm not here to prove to anybody anything, and I'm not here to defend and justify myself either. I'm here to show my experience, my human experience. And hopefully we can all connect to it on a level. You know? We've all experienced trauma. Let's put a name to it and let's heal together, like honestly. I have to be positive, guys. I have to be positive. I can't have put all this on, like literally picking up my life and you know, at the moment it made sense. I was like, well, you know, luckily by the grace of, you know, by the grace of the universe and everything above and everything you believe in, I have my car insurance paid off until July. And I was like, if I'm going to have to go to a shelter here in this state, I might as well go to a shelter closer to whatever state is closest to where I can get the things that I need. And it's not going to be so hard. And it's okay to say that you can't handle so hard. It's not that you're weak. It's that maybe you just need it a little easier. And we are going to embark on this journey together, guys. And I love you for watching. Right now, I got 2 phones, okay? They're trying to re-download. I'm trying to, and it's literally taking up so much storage space. So I don't know how I'm going to upload this video, but I'm going to try to upload this video as soon as possible in the midst of all this packing and throwing out things and donating, because I am all about upcycling, guys. If you, please do not throw out fashion. I'm trying to be more conscious of the universe. I'm trying to do this whole thing, you know, like you got to pay a lot of things forward, and you got to be kind to when you say be kind to everybody, you got to be kind to everybody. Also, the environment that you live in. You got to be kind to the environment you live in, you know. So I want to do my part. So I'm going to upcycle, donate everything that doesn't fit me, that I can't take with me, because I don't want to add into the waste. Okay? I'm sorry. I don't want to be preachy. You guys, love you for watching. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Exciting things coming to my channel. Love you for watching. Bye.